In the first place, we should insist that the immigrant who comes here in good faith becomes an American and assimilates himself to us. He shall be treated on an exact equality with everyone else, for it is an outrage to discriminate against any such man because of creed or birthplace or origin.
Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door.
Ask you guys what you're doing?
I'm a filmmaker.
A filmmaker?
Yes, sir.
And who are these people?
I have no idea. We just stopped on the road.
You stopped to help them?
Yeah.
How are you going to help them?
Our film crew set out in the spring to document a typical farming season. As our journey took us across the United States, we noticed a connection between American agriculture and immigration. Is the immigration system in America flawed?
Here anyway, there's a lot of jobs, and if the Mexican people don't come over here to do the hard job, I don't think that white people do it.
But we cannot stay in the produce business without a viable workforce, and you're not going to find it in the United States.
I want to get a citizenship. That's why I'm going over here. I got my lawyer and talk about that.
Well, when they go to Publix and they go to Winn-Dixie, who do they think pick? Do they think they have an elite choice group that picks the produce that goes there?
They say that we don't pay taxes. We do pay taxes. Because of the first thing that the foreman does is deduct the Social Security number from us.
I've been here about 15 years doing melons down here. We started growing about, 12 years ago.
My name is Barry Marino, and I'm the librarian and historian at the Ellis Island Immigration Museum and the Statue of Liberty National Monument. And my task is to take care of our books and all of our reference materials, to assist researchers, and to study and examine various aspects of history that is connected with Ellis Island, immigration control, and the Statue of Liberty.
Mr. Lou Dobbs, if you ever get to see this documentary, please come to work in the fields. You brag about you working on the fields, you haven't worked on the fields. You brag about that you know that we don't pay taxes, come over and investigate the big corporations, and then you can blame the migrant people.
think New York State's any different than Georgia. I think anybody associated with the agriculture business, you know, farmer, a shipper, we appreciate them. And I don't think it's any different in Michigan or California, you know, where they're picking lettuce and artichokes and anything else that they grow. I mean, you gotta appreciate them. You've got to appreciate them. I mean, you take John Q. Public, who has no relationship with any of them at all. Maybe he's got a bad feeling towards them. Maybe he feels they're taking his job. But I don't think any Americans want to do the jobs at this point in time that they're doing.
Thomas is a company that we represent. We've represented them for the last 5 years. Thomas is the largest producer of bell pepper in the eastern United States. Thomas is probably one of the largest family farms in America. We're the largest produce operation in Florida. We grow 17,000 acres plus of cucumbers, pepper, beans, eggplant, and tomatoes.
The valley in Texas is full of them. They're the only people that harvest the crops.
Is it different at the state level of what authority they have over the migrants and versus where the federal level they may come in with wage and hour or the INS onto this property and have a different impact?
It must be because we, as locals in the sheriff's department that works under me here during the season, you know, we don't get into that. Nobody asked us, or we don't even ask a worker out there, where you from, what's your status. If he's out here working with a crew leader, we don't question it because he's not bothering us.
I think some of the senators should get off their butts. I mean, they've got the best job in the world. They should get out here and see what these people are doing, working 14, 15-hour days in a field.
Now we're talking about this other farm. Was it Gibbs Patrick?
Yeah, he has a farm down towards Tifton in Tift County. He's one of the bigger growers.
We actually grow 5,000 acres of crop. That's 2,500 acres that we double crop. But through the 1 year season, we grow 5,000 acres of actual crop.
I've seen ads run for, you know, labor. People have asked for labor. Yes, there's always an exception to the rule where you'll have a certain small group of people. The vast majority of the people we depend upon are from Mexico that come and harvest these crops. And some of them are legal, some of them are illegal. And do we know who's legal and who's illegal? No, we really don't. I'm not a document expert, and I'm not going to become one either.
Let me give you a little background of what we do. Back in 1998, actually it was in the fall of 97, we lost most of our crop because we had nobody to show up to gather our crop. We had cucumbers and bell peppers in the fall and squash that we could not gather because we didn't have any migrant laborers to come through. They were working in Florida or elsewhere in Georgia. So at that time we were advertising in 2 different states. We do it on the radio, do it on the newspaper. For any domestic worker to come to work, we had very few people to show up for the jobs. Migrant workers, yes, we have some migrant workers to show up, but as far as domestics, U.S. citizens, out of 700 employees that we do on each contract, we may have 20 or 25 domestic workers to apply for the job. I think that speaks within itself.
I mean, my heart goes out to these people here who put up their money, put up their labor, put up their houses, borrow money, go out on a limb on property. They mortgage property they've had 100 years in the family. And if Mother Nature isn't on your side, you're in trouble.
I'm looking around here, and it looks like it's mostly Hispanic out here.
The only domestic workers in this field are me and you and your 2 guys that's working with you. Everybody else is Hispanic.
Everybody's talking now about the employer's got to be the one to, you know, do this and do that. You know, that's fine. I thought Congress and the government were in charge of securing our borders to keep the illegals out.
So I've asked this question of a number of different farmers. I've asked you before, but I'm going to ask you one more time. Where would you be without all these migrant workers, the Hispanics?
Well, I may have a camera in my hand like you do, trying to make a living doing something else, and I don't make light of the situation. The seriousness of this whole thing is that if it was not for migrant workers, then I would not be in the produce business. And if it was not for migrant workers, you asked me a question earlier about would we ever see that if America could not feed themselves. If we do away with the migrant workers, yes, we will not be able to feed the United States.
Small farmer is disappearing due to the demand for land. He wants to sell it for a high price, and his children are not coming back to the farm. They're looking for a job that's not going to be as hot and strenuous.
I just hope that everybody can understand that these people that you see around this area that you've been talking to all over the southeast and the north here are not their enemies. These are the people like their forefathers. They came here with a plan to make money. They were being persecuted, they were being sent here from the prisons, they were given their freedom from debt collectors if they came and worked in this country, and they did, and they made it.
Well, if you told most people that live in America, you know, get in this trailer and pick this trailer of watermelons by hand, they'd say you're crazy. They want $500 to do that. You know, they don't understand it all relative to the price to get it to the grocery store. Right. They think everything should be coming to them. It's not the way it is. You gotta work. Nobody's willing to work anymore.
Matt Dolan, reporter with the Baltimore Sun.
Right, we were out yesterday with the Maryland National Guard, who have been brought down as part of the border patrol effort, so we wanted to follow them down.
Arturo Roldán.
Pleasure.
Grupo Beta.
They're a group that offers help to the migrants on this side. So give them water. We just ran into some over there.
I can see there's more border patrol and military close by, especially close to the ports of entries, because to the east of us is where the port of entry going into Nogales, Mexico.
I mean, I think the bottom line is that everybody in America wants to do better, so we want better jobs. But at the same time, I can't imagine service industry ever going away, because you still have to eat, you still have to...
Right, we still have to have that service industry. We see the problem we have right now with the fact that we've imported so much oil, that we are very dependent upon imported oil. If we ever get to a point that we become dependent upon other countries for our food, we are in big trouble. And that could be a dangerous situation, because if we lose the small independent farmer and we go to the big corporations, the big conglomerates, then few people control the food processing. You no longer have that little guy. And a lot of people say, well, I don't worry about that. I get my groceries from the corner store. It's got to come from someplace to get to the corner store.
How many employees did you start with at the beginning of the season?
117.
And how many employees do you have right now?
Of the 117, we're down to 27 today.
Robin, how many raids have there been of the farms in this area recently that have taken away the help?
For our personal operation, we've had to deal with 3 this year. Neighboring farms are just constantly having issues all the time. Every farm, no one has gotten away with anything or left alone. And we were promised that the agricultural people would be left alone other than a targeted individual that has done something serious.
So you come here for work?
Yeah, work and look some money. Get some money. Get some money to bring back to Jamaica to mind my family. Yeah.
Really?
My name is Shorty.
Shorty?
Yeah.
You guys like working, huh?
Yeah, we like working, man.
We like to work. We like to work. Yeah, we like to work. We enjoy it, man. Enjoy the work. Enjoy the work. Working with a good boss.
Is he?
Yeah, he love we. Yeah.
Treat you good?
Yeah, treat you good. Very, very good.
People have told me they thought, well, the reason why these people aren't doing these jobs is because they were not being paid very well.
Yeah, that's not true. That's not true. In New York, we're paying $6.75 minimum wage, but the majority of our people are making $9.16 an hour. That's base salary, and if they do piece rate, they have to exceed the $9.16, and they always do.
We like to work hard. Every day, every day.
This is the major line that we utilize the majority of the season, and it's shut down right now because of no labor.
So consequently, they may come here, take your help, detain them for a period of time, find out that they are legal.
That is correct. We've had that.
They don't bring them back to you in every case?
Never. They just dump them on the street or in the detention center. That's the only two places. They never bring them back. It's a serious issue with human rights and treating people like people.
We produce in this country the cheapest food supply in the world, bar none. No other country produces food cheaper than the United States, and that's why we're the rest of the world, or the rest of the country that isn't growing food can do other things and pursue other ambitions, because folks like Cameron, produce enough food for 128 people. No other nation in the world comes close to that. It's the safest, cheapest food supply in the world. There ought to be admiration in that.